And of course, special thanks to our friend Violet for being here. Hi, everybody.
Hey everyone, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Welcome to yet another edition of a regular live stream, but through Super Tarot Love Month.
Ooh.
As we get all Valentined out here.
Good evening, Tarot Tribe.
Well, I expect it might be a little low today. I know for a fact Gina's busy tonight, so we won't be seeing Gina. And you never know, Thursdays can be low, and then suddenly people just start popping in. So we'll see how it goes.
That's right.
Mr. O had to be out for a little bit today. I don't think we're going to talk about why yet, but interesting day today. So we're going to talk about that, I think, later, right?
Yes, we will. We can chat about that.
Okay. Anyway, good to see you, Violet Lotus. Good to see you, Angel Mary Acel. Okay, I'm just flexing these cards here for our collective reading.
I want to use my cards for the collective reading.
And not my love story?
It's my Enchanted Tarot. Okay, next time.
No, you can do it today.
Okay.
Let's duke it out. Let's duke it out for Super Tarot Love Month. I'll roll up my sleeves here.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. Who said that? Michael Jackson.
Okay. Well, fine. I will put these away. I'm using them for cards of the day every Monday
Hi, Mama T.
anyway. This month.
So yes, I want to do a reading from the Enchanted Tarot by Amy Zerner and Monty Farber. So we're still keeping it in the family of those guys.
Oh, and there, yes, that's true, because I have one of their decks today too. Hey, Mama T.
Hi.
So you popped in there. Ooh, it was a crazy kind of day today.
Indeed.
Indeed. But,
okay, I want you to take a random card. And
I
they're
get
always
to
read.
pick.
They're always read upright.
Yes, I know. I have this deck too.
I know. Why don't you use it more?
Well, there's
'Cause I
reasons.
Oh, coming up a lot lately.
Yeah, that was our card of the day, but reversed today.
I believe it happened in another reading I did this week. So it's the Ace of Swords. So I'm just going to read the awakening part. It's more or less the idea of what the card is about. There's a lot of description of the card, but I'm not going to do that. Ace of Swords, force, the awakening. Make long-term goals and initiate them immediately. Some destruction may be necessary to cut away dead wood, but do not use force or manipulation. If you do use this powerful force for unjust manipulation or punishment, karma or the law of cause and effect will determine your destiny. This card can be seen as a two-edged sword, capable of both attack and defense. Concentrate on principles and not on form. And if anyone would like to do an enchantment related to the card, because this is the Enchanted Tarot, begin a new project with this prayer. Angel of the realm of air, your blazing sword sweeps aside my enemies, and your truth drives away the shadows of doubt. Help me to be brave and to triumph today and tomorrow.
Hello, Libra Cusp.
Hi, Libra.
All right.
So that's our collective for the day with a little affirmation for those who wish it.
Okay.
And our decks.
Our decks. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Well, first off, let's just start off by saying we're using the Cupid Lenormand, and today, we have man's best friend, the dog, from the Cupid Lenormand deck. And let's see, we have the Lover's Path Tarot. Very thick deck. It's hard for me to get a card out of my holder here. There is a beautiful Nine of Cups in Chris Waldher's Lover's Path Tarot. Very beautiful classical kind of imagery here. And then we have, I don't want to bend these cards, geesh. Then we have a rather plainer deck. I was kind of disappointed. This used to be a Major Arcana only deck, and then they came out with a full version, and it was a pip deck. So here is the Nine of Pentacles in the Lover's Tarot by Jane Lyle. It's kind of an older deck of mine. And then we have the Monty Farber Amy Zerner True Love Tarot. And this is the Wheel of Fortune. Everybody likes to see that. And it says luck on there. Okay. And I think I have one more deck, Mr. O. That is the Shadowscapes Tarot again. And here is the Two of Swords in that deck. Very delicate, beautiful images on these cards. All right.
So once again, I'm using the Final Rose Tarot, the beautiful new deck I got, and I'm using it also on the Emotional Exchanges, so please watch it tomorrow. I thought I had some interesting readings for the signs, especially being Valentine's Day week, and that is the Ace of Roses or the Ace of Wands. I also have the English Magic Tarot.
Saw Sunny's tail go by there on the screen.
Yes. And that's the Moon. I like that hair. And then from the Tarot of the Mermaids, I have the Queen of Swords. Alrighty.
Sonny's sitting by my side here, playing with his toys. For now. Alright. So, let's get the show on the road. If other people come in, they'll just get added. Hey, Estelle, you are first. Oh, well.
There he is.
Okay, there you are. Love reading for 2022. Okay, let's see what we got. How do we want to do that?
The Final Rose.
Of course. Well, could be the True Love Tarot. Hello. Don't be like hogging the love action here, Mr. O.
No comment. That choice of words was inappropriate.
Rock star. Rock star. You rock, Mr. O.
Mm-hmm. Indeed I do.
And so does Sunny. All right.
So it's a quiet little Thursday evening over here. As Mrs. TFT said, I was out earlier today for a couple of hours actually, and it was about 34, 35 degrees. It was just above freezing, so had the heater going in the car.
I went out just briefly myself today, so it was cold. We'll say that. And sadly, in two places I stopped in, absolutely no one was wearing masks. So I guess everybody's just decided the pandemic is over and that's that, but I was wearing mine.
And I was one county to the north of us on business, and I was in a public library that particular city and that particular county mandates masks. Every single person was masked.
Wow.
Nobody seemed to be having a hard time.
All right. It's beautiful cards. They really are gorgeous.
Yeah, I like them a lot. Okay, so the love reading for Estelle. So we have the Six of Flutes, that's the Six of Cups, butterflies.
Uh-huh.
Then we have, this is the reversed Emperor, no, Hierophant, number 5, right?
Number 5 is the Hierophant.
The host, they call it in this one.
He maintains control.
Right, but he's reversed here.
I know.
Yeah, I see that too, Violet. And then the final one is the upright producer plant. What card number is this?
Can I see?
That's that extra one, isn't it?
It is the extra card, so do we really want to use it or take the next card? I was wondering if you should keep that card out because we don't have a good...
Meaning for it?
Yeah.
Did you hear a phone or something? Oh, look.
Aww.
Why, thank you. Thank you so much.
Is that Mama T?
No, that's Mr. Maurice.
Mr. Maurice. I haven't seen it on my screen yet, Mr. Maurice. Sorry. There it is.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You got it too. Okay, so it basically says, maybe I should read this one last.
Don't bend your cards.
Somebody already did.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, I'll keep it. So this is an extra card that they give for the deck, and it's called the Producer Plant. And I'm going to read that because it is interesting. It may actually apply since you asked for a love reading and the
For
deck is about love.
2022.
Okay, so the first card, the Six of Flutes, butterflies. I'm going to just suggest that maybe there's a little bit of mixed anxiety, but also jubilation. You know, butterflies in the stomach, the tingle, sort of like it's nervousness, but it's also fun. This is saying maybe that's how the love life begins, that there's some sense of activity that maybe relates to getting to knowing each other and maybe triggering memories from other times, other relationships, but it's given you those kind of tingly feelings.
I kind of want to combine mine together, so
Okay.
if you want to go forward. But I
So-
don't know about the plant card, so...
Okay, well, I'll be reading it then, I guess,
I know.
won't I?
So you can go ahead with it and I'll go with
So
mine.
then you have the host reversed, the Hierophant reversed, and this may be saying that, in a sense, though, there are going to be some things that maybe are either uncontrollable or unconventional, or maybe a little bit of both, in this love perspective for this year. When I say uncontrollable, I'm just saying that there may be things that maybe you won't really necessarily be able to call exactly how it works, that you might have to deal with people's own energies on their own terms. You might not be able to mitigate that in different ways necessarily. Now, the mystery card, the extra card in our deck here, the Producer Plant, applies to the idea of a sneaky person, they're planted there, who's not really what they seem. They're really there to sort of stir up problems. So this is saying that maybe at least one of these prospects sort of presents as being interested, but maybe they have other agendas. Maybe they're just sort of testing the waters for different reasons, but there may be a sense of not being totally serious. And of course, I'd like to throw out the idea that it takes two to tango, so you may have to be totally sure of your own intentions on how serious you want to be in, playing the game of love, as they say.
Well, okay, Asel, I'm going to take a little bit of a different spin on that plant one now that I get the gist of it, because I think it's going to fit in with my narrative, what I'm seeing here. And I think what I'm seeing is, okay, the Six of Cups, yeah, there's butterflies there, there's fluttering, but I feel it's the fluttering of memories or things from your past. It could be one of two scenarios that I see here, that somebody from your past may be coming and resurfacing in your life in this year ahead that maybe may or may not, have been a romantic interest of yours, but somebody who might turn into one. Or let's just say that maybe somebody you encounter in this year ahead is going to bring back nostalgia or memories from your past in some way. Because I do think something is happening this year. But I feel that with the Hierophant reverse there, this is going to be a bit unusual or unorthodox or unconventional for you. Now, what does that mean exactly? It could be a partner who, it might be a long distance relationship. It might be, something that starts that way anyway. It might be something that, that is just, somebody you never thought, has many different interests or things from you, and you didn't think you'd click, but maybe you're finding them very, very interesting. And the sneaky part to me just kind of indicates that maybe this is just going to come, sort of suddenly to you. It's going to be like a surprise. It's going to be out of the blue. I feel that sneakiness in this case might mean that, it's going to be something unexpected.
Right, and just because there is the idea that there's a plant here, that maybe there's a different agenda, it doesn't necessarily mean, because I can agree with Banshee, that maybe this is just a surprise that is not quite actualized yet. And so it may be really in the direction of where you want to go with, seeking, new adventures in love.
And another thing about that carousel, it could indicate that, that there may be things that you will find out more about this person in time. It's just like, it's going to be an unfold, bit by bit, you're going to get to know this person more. So it's kind of why I think it might be a little bit unconventional, or maybe it just means it might be a little bit of a slow start even, where, maybe you start out as friends, and it deepens as you get to know each other more.
Since it seems like maybe it's sort of unassuming at first, I actually wonder now if maybe this Six of Cups says that maybe somebody you knew from your past. Maybe they were maybe a friend or somebody you knew. Maybe there wasn't a romantic connection then, but now maybe things may warm and move into another direction.
Well, you know what? There are other ways that they could be from your past and you didn't really interact with them. For example, they went to the same school, they worked in a place you worked at. I'm just throwing examples.
There's a number of possibilities.
There's a number of possibilities. It doesn't have to be somebody you were connected to, like as close friends or something like that. They might have been a friend of a friend. Something like that. Yes, honey, I see you're back. All right. Are you moving? What's happening?
I wasn't sure. I thought I saw something on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so our first card is the bouquet. And then we have the tree. It's funny how the tree and the bouquet seem to show up at the same time sometimes.
Sometimes. But that's okay, because basically it looks like this is going to grow. So this has the potential. I'm just going to say the potential. And I can't say for sure I see a time frame here. Can you, Mr. O?
Don't know. I would say that, trees, go through a cycle of life every year, seasonally, so maybe it could be within a year or within several seasons.
It's going to be obviously this year, because this was about 2022. So it's really hard to say. It may unfold over time. But let's just say with the tree there, Estelle, this is good. What it's saying is this has the potential to grow into something that will bring you great joy.
Right. The tree is always about growth, and the bouquet seems to be a gift. You put them together, it really does seem to feel that way, that maybe we could say that maybe something that starts off as a friendship with ideas towards moving in this direction will probably do that. So it does seem like the answer you've been hoping for, if we align this with everything else, seems to be there, that, there is a possibility of a romance. It just may be unconventional as you might know it. That doesn't mean that they're just really a different person from you, but maybe it's how it starts to or how it proceeds.
I mean, maybe you think, oh, we don't have anything in common, this would never work. But it sounds like, hey, oftentimes we need people who are kind of opposite of us to complete us, They give us something and some experiences and things that we don't have and maybe we do need. This sounds pretty awesome. I hope it's true, Estelle. I wish you luck. But I don't know when, but I'm hoping you meet said person in 2022.
All right, so thank you, Estelle.
Good luck with that. All right, let's see what Angel Mary's got. Where am I in my way to find my future spouse? Is it a matter of divine plan or a step from me? Ah, okay. Well, let's see.
I'm just shuffling these.
I know you are.
I know you know.
It's not the Mr. O deck show.
Except when it's your show?
Right. Because I don't use your decks on my show.
You're welcome.
Okay. This over here. Sunny sun. Okay. Uh-oh. Well, we have the Ace of Roses reversed. We have the Empress reversed. Then we have the Ten of Shells upright. So basically the Ace of Roses is the Ace of Wands reversed. The Empress is, of course, the Major Arcana Empress reversed. And the Ten of Shells is the Ten of Cups upright. Well, let's see here. I want to look at this in relation. Where are you in process of finding your spouse? It's been off to a really slow start, hasn't it, Angel Mary? Because that Ace of Wands is reversed here. Or it just seems like it's kind of sluggish, not a lot happening. The Empress reversed is saying, I don't know. I'm going to let you go ahead.
Is it maybe more likely that you have to do things for yourself, take care of yourself, and cultivate yourself on a certain level to put yourself into that mode? A lot of times when I see the Empress reversed, I sort of feel like you may be caring more for others than for yourself when you need to care for yourself. So I'm not saying ignore the call or the attraction towards someone, but make sure you're taking care of yourself on the inside too. The Ace of Roses or Wands reversed could be also saying too that sometimes you really struggle with feeling confident and being able to move ahead, in this way, finding your voice, finding your sense of attraction and compatibility. The wands are about that. So sometimes maybe this is where the Empress comes in, is that you may not be totally ready to do this. There's a lot going on in your capacity to want to do this, but maybe there are some inner things you're struggling with in terms of how you really feel fully about yourself and presenting yourself. Now, here's where I'm drawing a cloud in relationship to how that relates. So
okay, so let me move on with mine. So I feel here he might be right that maybe things are slow because there's still more work you need to do on the self, self-care, self-development, self-growth. Maybe the universe is just saying you still need to focus on you, which is why this is taking its time. The Ten of Shells, the Ten of Shells is literally like a card of marriage and a happy family. And so, I don't know, it could be that you are heading in this direction. You are definitely heading in this direction. But, until maybe you take care of some issues with self-care, it's just not happening yet.
Well, I also wonder, too, if this might pertain more to the family around you, however you know them, and that may be saying that while these may be the issues you have to work on, just keep in mind that there's a supportive family of love around you. It may not be the kind of love you want, but it is certainly the love that you can accept from people in your family, whether they're parents or children or siblings or cousins or uncles, grandparents. Any of that may apply at this time too. That's saying that don't forget that you do have love. You do have love. And maybe acknowledging that, as that foundation of happiness that you do have will give you strength to move towards the goals you want to have in love.
Well, and the other thing I can't help but say here, which is a little bit not following his path, but again, when you have the Ace of Wands, it's kind of like things are sputtering or moving very slowly. The Empress is reversed. It's almost as if it's enhancing that. Because sometimes the Empress reverse is just saying there's nothing productive happening here right now. And so, as Mr. O said, maybe that this is an indication that this is a time to focus on the self until, the time is right. But ultimately, I'm looking at that Ten of Shells there, and I really feel that this is a sign of hope that you will find somebody. I can't say right now if it's going to be this year or not, but you will find somebody, and I believe you're going to settle down and be very happy. A Ten of Cups is really in the right spot.
They mix in so well.
I know.
They're there.
Camouflage. And you were welcome, Estelle.
You're very welcome. Thanks for coming. So Lenormand with Cupid. Top.
Oh.
Bottom. So you have the ship. And then you have the crossroads.
So,
go ahead.
Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe you have some decisions to make here, Angel Mary. Maybe you have decisions as to what kind of moves you need to make to, have a relationship. Does it actually mean that you are feeling that you might need to make a physical move? Maybe because you are not settled with where you want to be now, as far as maybe where you want to live. That this is not happening yet either, but it looks like you have you have to make some decisions in regards to next moves forward, either with a relationship or this could actually be a physical move. Perhaps you're thinking if you travel more, maybe the decision is made, maybe if I travel to a certain country or a certain place, I might have more luck finding, somebody there that I will be, romantically involved with.
So to me, the crossroads implies the idea of directions to consider or choose that could be both physical or metaphorical. The idea that maybe you have to really ponder where and how moving would advantage you in your search. It shouldn't be the only reason why you move, and we know you're planning to go back to school and things like that. But it could also just mean too finding out what you need to move within yourself or within your current life to affect the idea of being more available to find love.
You know what, Mr. O, in Angel Mary's question, it was, is it a matter of divine plan or a step from me? And that's all about making moves and steps and making decisions. So when you think about it here, Angel Mary,
This answered that question.
this kind of answers that question. It's probably going to require a step from you. So because this is about which direction you want to go, and this is about movement and travel, or, you know, possible change of residence, or maybe making some actual moves towards someone that you might be interested in.
So I feel it is about your initiative. On the one hand, this says it's the initiative you take in that goal. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, with the tarot, it says also to look into yourself to see you're secure, you know, you're ready to make those moves. So there you go.
That's what we have for you today, Angel Mary. Good luck with that.
I'm glad you agree.
And Mama T is up for general message.
All right.
Your
So I
deck.
think we will use the English Magic Tarot for Mama T.
Let's see if I can get Sunman in camera a little bit. Come on, you. Oh. Get your paw up there. Come on. There it is. Come on. Oh, there was his ear barely on camera. I saw that. Hey, you are welcome. Hugs to you as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Angel Mary. You're welcome, and hugs to you.
Tickle, tickle, tickle.
General reading.
Oh, you're very welcome. I know what I can do. This will get him. Here it is. Oh, sorry, son man.
Duty
Playtime's
calls.
over.
Duty calls.
All right. All right, Mr.
Okay, general reading. Mama T.
Let's see what we got.
You have the 5 of coins.
Okay.
You have the 10 of wands. And you have the reverse 2 of coins.
Well,
So it's
Mama
not the
T.
great batch.
Mama T, yeah, that is not the great batch. But it kind of, you know, I'm sure you'll see some resonance here. When we look at that 5 of coins, you know, you yourself have had some issues recently where you hadn't been feeling well. Maybe you're still recovering from that, or still seeking out ways you can get help. But also that card is about money conditions, financial conditions, and, you know, it's indicating that they are not optimal yet at this time. And, you know, you're seeking either avenues of help or some relief of some sort. Sometimes you really can't see, you know, the how do I want to say it? The forest for the trees for the forest. I mean, it's as if, you know, maybe help is out there, but you can't exactly find it. You sometimes feel like there's no end to this. And the 10 of Wands there is exactly about that a little bit. It's saying you feel very, very burdened by circumstances right now around you. And the 2 of Coins is indicating you feel like it's hard just kind of keeping it all together sometimes, isn't it?
Well, Banshee surely nailed it. I think I mostly agree with all of that. I think that with that 5 of coins upright, I think this could be saying too that there's a little bit of a maybe a flip-floppy attitude that you have, or maybe it could even be a little passive-aggressive, that you have with some of your situations, that sometimes you know where you want to go, but you're just sort of stubborn enough to say, no, I'm not going to do it. This could pertain to your health. You know, people have talked about health situations where they want to just not necessarily deal with their health and hope, it goes away without having, to have it questioned. So it could be a little bit of that, but I think it's also to what's showing in the Ten of Wands too, that there's an overall idea that there's a lot of burdens right now. This may be wanting you to not necessarily look in the exact right directions. You may be looking for other directions, and maybe they're not exactly the right ones. So maybe this is also just too about how you're receiving that information with what to do with some of your challenges. And so maybe you need to investigate all those options, not just the ones that you think are the best. The other thing then with the Two of Coins reversed is that this is really a very flexible, fungible kind of state right now. It's roiling waters. And so the thing is what that's saying is that it's not necessarily going to clear very quickly. And I think a large part of that relates to the other card saying seek better solutions or partners for help with the burdens.
Now, I want to add, there is another way to interpret this Five of Pentacles here that I want to just throw out there, Mama T, for your consideration as I look at all of these cards. And that is that sometimes, we feel kind of left out, kind of like you can't find your place in a particular group or tribe or community. You kind of feel like maybe you're like standing alone, in a crowd of people rather than having a seat at the table, sort of thing. And, it weighs heavy on you. I mean, I'm just going to go with that interpretation for a minute and show you how these all fit together that way. It weighs heavy on you. It feels like, you're not sure you can handle it. You're not sure what you need to do. And the caution here with the Two of Coins reversed would be, what? You can't please everybody. You can't be what everybody wants you to be. You just have to be you. Because if you try to please everybody, then you're just going to be, you're just going to be driving yourself crazy and feeling even more overburdened by trying to do that. Just be you. And, because you deserve that seat at a table. I'm going to, throw those two ideas out there at you.
I like that. So I guess we should do the Lenormand then.
Is it you?
No. I think it's you.
And I'm shuffling.
Okay.
Although I thought I did them for... Okay. Whatever.
The Key, followed by the Tower.
It's really bizarre that I pulled those two in a way, Mama T. Well, the key is just like the focus. This is what you need to focus on. But then why is the Tower there? It could be for one of two reasons. For one of the interpretations that I had mentioned, it could be that maybe there is some financial institution or some government agency that might be able to help you out with things, or even maybe a healthcare institution if it's about healthcare costs. That's the key, is to seek that out. But also, I just want to add, because with my other interpretation, I could see this too. The key is to end your feelings of isolation. End your feelings of feeling that you are alone out there, because you're not. I feel like that's the key here, is that make yourself feel part of the communities that you want to become involved in. Be more assertive, and don't stand apart from it. Become a part of it.
I think both of those possibilities are really good points, Banshee. I think that, and Mama T, we've talked about it before, and you admitted here too. This is really, hi Kara. This is really about you having somebody look into this, somebody with more skill or knowledge than you, an institutional person. Or it could be the other thing you said too, which was basically not the health thing, but
just the being the fact of being a part of a community. Don't stand alone. Don't isolate yourself.
yeah,
Don't
the
wall
isolation
yourself
thing.
off.
Right, because
from
the
others.
tower can really talk about isolation a lot of times.
Just because either you don't have, maybe you lack self-confidence, or you just feel like you don't belong, but you do. You truly do. Yes, Kara's here, so it's a sunny
yeah.
shot for Kara.
Just for you, Kara. Don't be a wimp. Don't be a hermit. Just do it. Isn't that what they say on those tennis shoes? Athletic shoes.
All right, hand him over, Mr. O, the Lenormand. That's what we have for you, Mama T. Good luck with that. And we're moving on to Libra.
Libra cusp.
Sonny is just all sacked out here. Sneakers, Nike.
I know. I'm so non-brandy. I rarely buy anything brandy. I buy the cheapest sneakers I can find. Sneakers, $10 at a dollar store or something.
I buy Nike.
It's
actually maybe one of the brands I buy. I actually buy.
Mama T, take care.
Oh, okay. Bye bye. I actually buy a different brand now. The Skechers. Because I do care about my arches and I have to watch certain things. I have some foot problems. No $10 sneakers for me anymore. Yeah, I like the Go Walks. And
Libra may show up. Did she write it earlier? Sometimes
or
she
their
does.
walking shoes.
But usually she tells us if she does.
Yeah, let's see if Libra is here. She may have gone. We could always let's give her another moment just to see, and if not, we'll move on and fit her in later. Do we have any announcements to make? Is there any announcement we want to?
Yeah, we could make some announcements. It's Super Tarot Love Month.
It is.
And we're supposed to do things.
We are supposed to do things. We have had a few family things come up, though, that are causing some issues. I was going to say, are we doing happy hour this week or not?
I don't know.
Happy hour is in limbo right now because of a family situation that's come up, and
I'm just lacking a lot of energy right now. I'm very tired right now even.
yeah.
But we're going to do this. Where's our Libra?
All right, so
Let's move on to the next
stay tuned.
person
Happy
on
hour
Libra.
may or may not occur this week. We hope to be back next week at the usual time.
She's guilting me. I'm going to do it.
What?
Happy hour.
Oh, well, it might make you happy.
It might
Could
make
help.
me more tired.
It could help. Okay, so we are on, let's pass Libra then and move on to
Mr. Maurice.
Mr. Maurice.
General reading.
Mr. Maurice, you are up. Go ahead with your question.
He has a general reading.
Oh, general.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Also, when he made his donation, thank you, he mentioned general reading.
Okay.
Which is really cool. I like that when people use the note field when they do that so that they could say something, whether it's what kind of reading they want or say something. I know Mama T's done that a couple of times. She makes some comments there. Very nice. Thank you for your donation. Okay, we're going to get you right after Mr. Maurice.
Oh, hey, Libra. Sorry
It'll
about
just be a few
that. We
minutes.
called you, but we're doing Mr. Maurice, and we'll do you right after, okay?
But we know what you want, what's coming
Yep.
towards you, so if you do have to step away, you know you can review it later.
Yeah. Sorry
for
about
coming.
that.
Hope you don't mind. Yeah, thanks everybody. For those who don't know, I should mention it. My mom died earlier this week. She had been in a decline for a while. You know, she was 87, and
Sunny.
it still was a little unexpected. We thought she was hanging on for a little bit more, but
Come
it just
here.
kind of crept up.
The therapy cat came to see you as soon as you said that.
Come here, boy. come. Oh.
It's okay.
No, mommy,
Trust me, it's
Mommy
okay.
said you can't give him therapy now. Later, though, is it okay?
Later is okay.
So I'm mostly very exhausted now. I mean, I still have some moments of grief. It's incredible. I knew I would grieve hard, but I just didn't think it would be this hard. I guess you don't know until until you find out.
Jeez.
It's okay. Thank you. So her funeral will be next Wednesday. It's a one-day affair, and we're going over to the other side of the state for that.
Yeah, we have to get up like super early that morning and be out the door because family hours at 9 a.m. And so we have to probably leave about 5:30 a.m. to drive. I think I'll be doing the driving there. I think I can handle it as long as
I had a really strong spiritual connection to my mom. It wasn't like the one that my sister who was taking care of her had. They loved each other too, but I just could sense her sometimes in a way that a tarot card reader would, maybe.
As a typical synchronicity, they both died his mom and my mom died at the same age, 87. So we marveled at that a bit too. There was quite an age difference between the two of them.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mama T, and everyone.
My mother was it like 19-year age difference? My mother was 19 years older than his mother. All right.
All right, so Mr. Maurice, you have the world. The world's reversed. Don't give it away. Then we have the reversed Page of Wands.
I'm just preparing you.
And then, so your cards are all reversed. And then the reversed Five of Wands. And darn if it doesn't seem like this is probably going to pertain more to your professional life, perhaps, or some sense of that. The World reversed is probably one of your better cards because it really indicates that a part of you is not as satisfied with whatever successes or feelings of accomplishment you have now. You understand them, you relate to them, but you really feel like you didn't get to the mark you wanted, or that you just really truly have more to do in this or another regard.
Right, I would agree with that completely, Mr. M. I think that, basically whether this is, in your personal life or if this is in your work life, there's something that just seems not finished yet. Something that needs to be completed in some way. But the good news is that it's not saying it's not going to happen. At least that card is not.
Right.
It's just saying you realize this is a situation that's in flux right now, and there's more that needs to be done, or there's more that I want to do, as Mr. O had suggested too.
So then you have a reverse Page of Wands, and this might indicate that there's some things here where you feel either your involvement in them or the way you lend your involvement to them, put yourself into that, you sort of feel like you're off kilter, like you don't have your balance with this process. So if it's a team effort, you don't feel like you're exactly out on the same page with people. But if it's something else, it's the same kind of sense of you don't feel like you're quite there. And so in a curious way, to me, that sort of coincides with the sense of not being complete or finished just yet. But don't mistake this for saying you haven't made accomplishments. It's just mostly saying either you really want more or you feel there is more to do. So back to this one, though, that Page of Wands reversed, I think, and it could just be coming as a message, too, that maybe the way you handle yourself, either personally or in some involvement, you kind of have to mind your P's and Q's, they say. So this could be the kind of thing where maybe you feel like you're in a situation where you have to be careful who you talk to or how you talk to them. Maybe this is talking about somebody who...
Will you stop that?
Or a thing that's difficult to deal with, or somebody that maybe there's a persnicketyness is what I'm sensing, and you sort of feel, or you will be made to feel, you have to kind of dance around that or dance cleverly. There's a cleverness that you're going to need to have there.
Oh God,
I'm
he
finally
took a
done,
breath.
yes.
Oh my gosh, did you do the last card too?
No, I
in that?
didn't.
Okay, you.
But I think
Gosh.
the last card ties into that
Sounded
page, of
like you
course.
did. So maybe I'll go there. So, Mr. Maurice, yeah. So I see it almost tying into the first card too. Like maybe you've received some bad news, or there's been a setback, or you've gotten some inkling that there are obstacles in your path now that have come in your way that maybe are stopping either a new beginning or this thing to reach completion here. And I'm just going to move on to the 5. He covered that pretty well, but I'm going to move on to that 5 of Wands and just say that, if this is involving struggles with other people or competition in some way or disagreements with other people, it's almost as if you're really contemplating now walking away from this, just stepping back and either saying, I give up, I'll do it your way, or I give up and I'm moving on.
That's pretty good. And so I sort of see the thread through these that maybe there's this idea of something you're not quite satisfied with, but you don't necessarily feel your talents or your abilities match the gestalt that is going on there with your team or the other people. And this may result in the idea that you're not really meshing with them, and maybe you have to take your energy somewhere else, or just not, you're not mixing with what that situation might be. Hi, Divine.
It's you. Let's see what you get.
My lovely Divine Universe. So we're going to pull the Lenormand for you now, Mr. Maurice, and see what that might clarify at all, or just throw some other ideas out there. And the top card is the Child. And then your bottom card is the Heart. So, of course, now I wonder if this is an addition, or if the situation we've been talking about possibly pertains more to your personal life, people you care about, relationships you're in, things like that.
Well, I will say one thing, I don't know everything about your personal situation, but if there are children involved in your life, this may involve something to do with a child or a custody thing or something like that. I'm just saying that. But otherwise, I can look at this another way too, Mr. Maurice, and whatever your passions are, whatever this is that you're trying to finish or complete, whether it is something in your interpersonal relationships or your personal life or at work, wherever your passions are, take small steps towards achieving them. There's no rush to the finish line here that's going to help you, but do what you can in small increments to either try to make things better or to move on.
I like the idea of the small steps that the Child can mean, like just proceeding cautiously to some degree, because I think it steps in with what we were talking about, this idea of people trying to work with other people or work into a situation, or the possibilities of different people's too many cooks spoil the broth kind of thing, that maybe this is the idea that if you're going to approach it, you're just going to have to go there slowly so that maybe energies can match and sync with each other.
Well, and two, maybe this is saying that this whole process here that you are working on is just taking a longer time. Maybe you want it really bad, or you want something to work out really bad, but it's going to be slow go. It is going to be a slow go. And like we said, that doesn't mean that something positive does not happen, but it's going to unfold in time. And it'll be a little frustrating, I think. It's clear here with some of the cards we had, the bad news, etc., the possibilities of dealing with people who are, causing some conflict,
Well, the overall sense is that it's a situation maybe that makes you a little off kilter, makes you question what you need to do more, or who you need to really work with.
Yep. And that's what we have for you, Mr. Maurice.
So I hope that helped you.
Thank you for your donation.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Definitely do. And Libra cusp, you are up. You wanted to know what's coming towards you.
What's coming towards you?
And that will be your deck, Mr. O, and I'll take those.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what's coming toward Libra? Let's use our Mermaid Tarot.
Oh, here's a good one, Mr. O. I got Ooh La La.
Well, therefore, I must do one too then. You're welcome, Mr. Maurice, anytime. Best wishes to you.
I hope that resonated with you, Mr. M. Good luck with that.
Text me.
Do I have to? That darn phone?
What's coming towards Libra?
Okay, good to hear. Well, sort of good. I know it was maybe not what you wanted to hear.
Well, we always appreciate the feedback from everyone, so it's great when people tell us that we're okay or
we're not.
Or we're not.
Because it happens.
Great.
Let me shuffle, Sonny. You let me shuffle my cards. He's just right on top of me here. So if I pat your head in between shuffles, you'll let me shuffle?
Who knows?
Who knows? Yes or no?
So another thing I'm going to tell everybody...
I dropped a card. 2 cards at least.
Well, go ahead. I took the camera off of you, and I will entertain everybody by telling people what I was doing today. Today, Mr. O was out at an interview with a reporter
from a major local paper.
From a major local paper,
Sorry,
the Detroit News, which is an evening paper in many cities as well as Detroit. But the interview was about my display of dolls for the Southfield Public Library. I'm participating in a display with 2 other doll collectors or creators called Black Dolls Matter. It's actually a display I developed 2 years ago when I worked at the library. And basically it's about showing how representation with dolls for children, all children, but especially black children, is so important. And so I talked to this reporter for 2 hours, and I will pass on the links of the article when it's out. I'm sure it's going to be fabulous.
It's going to be out with probably a week from Sunday.
Yeah. And I love doing that article. So we have the reversed 8 of Cups here for Libra. Yeah, it's so neat. I really am jizzed. Okay, Libra, you also get the Magician, which is reversed. 2, like that 8 of Cups. And then your final card is the upright Knight of Pentacles. And this is something that's coming towards you, of course, as you asked.
That one again is the 8 of Cups?
Yes, it's the...
8 of Cups reversed and the Knight of...
Magician and Knight.
The Magician.
Knight of Pentacles.
And the Knight of Pentacles there. Yeah. Okay, I missed the Magician too. Okay, so the 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is reversed.
No, it's 8.
Oh, you did say the 8. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, okay, Libra, what is coming towards you? What is coming towards you is this feeling of I feel like, dissatisfaction with where things are in your life right now. You know, maybe you had hoped to attain more at this point in your life. Maybe you had hoped to be in a different situation or circumstance, be it emotional or be it, with material matters. The Magician reversed indicates that, don't be so hard on yourself here. Don't delude yourself into thinking you can't attain what you desire. Because the Knight of Pentacles is here to say, slow and steady wins the race. As long as you are making some progress in your life, you will get to where you need to be.
It may be that Magician reversed indicates some feeling about yourself that maybe you feel you lack the motivation or the energy or the creativity,
the
confidence,
the will
to do something, to move in another direction that maybe you feel you should. And so thus you feel like something maybe is saying you can't move ahead, and maybe it's that feeling of non-confidence. That may not necessarily be true, because the Knight of Pentacles really says it is about just taking your time to get there in strength. That it's not about a marathon. It's not about a relay. What is the term? It's, it's not a...
Oh, like a relay race?
Well, the term is like, it's not a this, it's a marathon. Meaning you have to last.
I know what you're...
It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Something like that.
That
yeah, I agree.
It's not about getting first, it's about lasting all the way. And so maybe what is coming towards you is this idea that you can't necessarily do things quickly and or without, the necessary precautions or fundamentals within yourself. You might have to just really go the course in the most reasonable and assured way possible. Don't try to do things too fast. Don't not pay attention to messages that are still behind you, but also the ones that are in front of you. There may be messages on both sides for you. Something you should consider that was behind you, but something is in front of you.
So just to kind of go back to mine a little bit here, I just wanted to recap. To recap and say that you may feel unfulfilled in some area of life. This might hit you, because this is what's coming towards you. But really, the time is now to realize that you can. It's up to you to pull it together and put your will behind what it is you're moving towards.
Whenever the Magician shows up, even when it is reversed, it is saying this is a matter of your willpower, and what goes up comes down, etc., etc. So even if you're in a really bad state with your willpower, it's been going on for weeks, it can come back. You just have to try to believe that and do that.
You just got to believe in yourself.
There are some simple exercises for creating better willpower. I don't know that that's really where you're going with this, but I would say that for some people, they make out a list for 7 days, one thing for each day, and it has to be something that you will absolutely do that day. And the idea is you're telling your subconscious, I did it. I have the will, I have the capacity to do that. So for example, one day could be you needed to write a letter to your Aunt Minnie because you haven't done that in years. Maybe the next day is you need to clean out a closet that you've been promising to do that for many years. Set up a table like that to where you can just build your will by making accomplishment feed that. Okay, I'm done.
Oh, wait. This was first.
Banshee's Purple Glitter Wand. I love it. Wave it on me, dear.
Poof. It made Sunny go away, apparently. Oh, I'm sorry, Kara. Okay.
Sorry, Kara. Lily is first card. Snakes in the lily. It's not lilies in the valley. It's snakes in the lily.
Wow, that is an interesting combination.
I'll say.
Well, because I'm wondering here again, Libra, you know what? Don't deceive yourself. It seems to me, when I see the snake, I see the Magician reversed card here too. Because there's a deception either towards others, or more in this case, because the way I could see all these cards, there's a self-deception going on that you're either not mature enough, you're not wise enough, you lack, the skill that you need or the ability to really obtain what it is what your heart desire truly is, whether it's a relationship or whether it's something, a different type of pursuit.
Well, this might sound harsh, but maybe what this is saying is you're gaslighting yourself. It's like another form of passive aggressive or something. You're sort of conditioning yourself to not necessarily advocate for yourself. And really, that's what this is all about, I think, is finding out a way to advocate for yourself, because the lily, whether or not it's being influenced by the snake, is really about being for yourself, growing yourself.
And remember, this card here, I think, is pivotal to the Knight of Pentacles because they keep talking about slow, steady progress. It can be frustrating sometimes when we think life is just moving too slowly. But you know, if you rush through things, you miss out key messages, key growth, key experiences in your life. So take it as it comes and realize you're in it to win it over the long haul.
Awesome.
That's what we have for you, Libra.
You
Good
go,
luck with
Libra.
that.
Good luck.
Hey, Kara, you are up.
Will they come back? Well, it's more of a friend question, right? It's not like a relationship, but I'm still going to use the Final Rose Tarot because I think it is, for tender feelings, if nothing else.
All right.
So let's do that. I want to look at your question again.
Just is he coming back? I don't want to use that as a yes/no yet. Let's throw three cards and see what we get. And then if we think we need to clarify it with a yes/no, we will. Hey, because we have time. Well, we got a few readings left here, and we're done. But anyway, it'll be nice to end early. Mr. O needs a break. He's still, healing. And it's tough. It's tough losing a parent.
It's totally different from when my father died, which was about 14 years ago. And I know, I didn't have the exact same extreme closeness. Even though we had a distance from us, a physical distance, I think we were extremely close. My mom is a feisty old Scorpio, so she's not necessarily the kind of woman that would call me every week. And I certainly didn't call her every week, but I called her, every couple of weeks at least. And more often in the last few months, of course, because I knew, things were moving. I'll always love her. I'll always remember.
Hey, Sonny. No.
We'll remember you too, Sonny.
Oh my gosh.
See, I'm talking about my mom, and he comes here to be my therapy.
That's what happened. See, it happened last time too.
He totally came here to be my therapy. I believe that, and I appreciate that, Sonny. Thank you so much.
It's true. I was very close to my father, but I didn't have enough time with him because he passed when I was 10. But yeah.
Thank you, Divine. And right. I only see you here, so I did mention it on Twitter, but you're probably not there.
Oh, that's right. And you probably came in after he mentioned it here.
It was Monday morning. She died Monday morning, and you might. Oh, I want to do Kara's reading, but then I'll tell more about that again.
Yeah, it's okay.
And Kara, stick around and listen to it because I know you came later too. Okay, so Kara. You have the King of Roses, which is the King of Wands.
What does it say on the bottom?
The executive producer.
Okay, the King of it's Wands. Okay.
The King of Wands. And that was upright, of course. And then you have the reversed Three of Mirrors. You like this one, don't you?
I just love what it says. It's the
red flags.
The red flags.
But it's reversed. So
but it's reversed, which is good. Yeah, we'll talk about this, Kara. Let's see what that last card is, though.
And the last card is the upright Five of Wands, Five of Roses, competition. Well, they nailed that one right.
Oh my, this is very interesting, Kara. Well, I'm going to hold out hope here for the most part. We might want to follow it up with a yes/no just to see. And remember, whatever we tell you is just a snapshot in time. Just lots of circumstances that could change this. But the King of Wands is up right here. It sounds like this person is... Well, I don't know. I'm wondering if this is about the person or if this is about you in this situation. What do you think?
That card strikes me as somebody who maybe, despite the idea of the executive producer, somebody who's very magnanimous, somebody who maybe always puts on their best, even if deep inside they may not really feel that way. They always try to make themselves look as good as possible. And in a sincere way, I will say that. I almost feel this is more likely maybe you in this sense.
Well, let's hold that thought a minute because I want to go through these other two. The red flags really sounds like your situation, the Three of Swords. That's the Three of Swords, but it's reversed. And so what it means is we're trying to heal something here. We're trying to heal a situation, and it looks like it's a situation that was involving some conflict. Obviously somebody who took something the wrong way, or maybe it was the way you said it and you now regret it. Whatever the case may be, it sounds like I do have to agree with Mr. O in retrospect that this could be you trying to put your best foot forward to resolve this situation. So again, keep this in mind, Kara. There's only so much you can do with somebody to change their mind. You can only do your best, look your best, and try to behave your best to try to make amends and heal things. And maybe what it's saying is maybe you should ask this person, what more do I need to do that could make you feel comfortable again, that maybe could get us back to where we were? Maybe you want to try that.
And that sounds specifically like something that an executive producer would do. Executive producer is probably an overglorified name for somebody who's an assistant to the star, the other director, the other people. They're the person that tries to make it nice. They're the person that often will be seen as magnanimous. And so I'm thinking this is saying that if you care to, that you have to play that role, because that other person, they said okay, but maybe they didn't really want to say what they really meant. Maybe they're deceiving themselves as well as you because they don't like the sense of competition or what that is.
No, the Five of Roses, to me, again, I think it is just talking about what you've been through.
Sure.
That there obviously is a difference of opinion here. There's a conflict. And that three, I think, in the middle here and how to get to that point of healing is important. But you just do what you're doing, and at some point you have to finally decide if they're not going to come around to let it go, which is unfortunate. I hope it works out for you. Let's try the Lenormand on this and
Good
see what we
evening,
get.
Exploring with Fluffy. Hope you stay for a reading.
Hey, Exploring with Fluffy. Wow. Okay, yeah, we could probably get you on the list. We are a little bit short tonight with people, so we'll be happy to add you. All right, let's see with the Lenormand here. Wow, look what's come up again. That darn snake.
And this time, the lily's in
I
front
know.
of it. Because it was behind it.
I know. It's just strange how this happens sometimes. So I'm kind of feeling here, either this person or you, is acting. I mean, that person might think that you behaved rather immaturely, is what I'm thinking. They're feeling a little bit betrayed. Or the possibility exists to me, Kara, that you may find that about them. If they can't accept your graceful apologies and your willingness to find some common ground again and something to mend the fences, then it might be you ultimately feeling the betrayal here.
Well, I wonder if that's why the Five of Wands is there, because maybe this is kind of like, an oil and water thing. Like you probably don't really have as much compatibility between you as you might have thought, or maybe they're feeling that way, and so they're sort of feeling like they're not really thinking they're compatible enough to want to stick around and be friends with you. That's what I'm sort of feeling there too. It could be a way of each of you looking at each other ultimately.
Do we want to do a quick yes, no, just see where it's at right now?
We could if you want.
Hurry up.
Right.
No, I think we should.
Okay. Sure.
So that's what I'm saying, hurry, because we got more people now. But it's not going that badly. We'll be fine. Because there's only Divine, Deep Shika, and Exploring with Fluffy.
And then Violet.
Yep, I know. So I'll just be 4 readings after Kara.
Right.
But who's counting?
Who's counting indeed? Banshee. So yes, my mother died Monday morning at 6:30, 6:38, over on the other side of the state, about 3.5 hours away. And I actually woke up at that moment when she died. I got up. I normally do get up at 6:30 a.m. or around there. I got up though and looked at the clock, and it was 6:38. I went and made coffee, fed the cats. I came back from my phone, and my sister had called, and when I called her back, she said, yeah, she just died. It's a little more involved in that, but basically that's what happened.
All right. That's not an ace, I know. Oh, wow. That funny one, too. There's some cards I really love in this deck.
All right, so you had 2 aces, because we're looking for the aces. You had the Ace of Rings and the Ace of Mirrors. Fresh meat.
Will he come back? It's leaning towards yes, but what's that other card? Oh my.
2 on 1. The 2 of Swords.
Oh.
2 on 1.
You know, they're really weighing things. They're really weighing things. And so that's why, you know, in a sense, the suggestion that I made to you, Kara, about just saying to them, you know, what is it you need from me? I'm willing to, you know, give you whatever it is you need, well, within reason, obviously, but see if there isn't a way that you can't make this right, you know, with them. Because right now it seems like they're still in the midst of deciding. It looks like they may lean towards coming back.
This reading is Kara's reading.
Yeah, this is Kara's reading. So that's what we have for you. I think, did you have anything to add to that?
No, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I think the idea that there's still a bit of
indecision.
He's
not ready to move yet.
Yeah. So you might have to just try and give it a little more time. Some people maybe take a little longer with these kind of things.
Yeah. All right, Kara, good luck with that. Hey, Divine you are up.
And Divine, you wrote their question a few minutes ago. Let me see. I should have it right here. There it is. Should I join the new organization or stay in the current one? After the reorganization, I like the new VP. He thinks very high of me. Okay, so that's your deck.
It's funny. That one's not on my thing at all.
Oh, I think you didn't go far enough. I think I just saw it before you stopped going. It's a little further than you think.
Oh, I'm sorry. Accept heartfelt condolences.
Keep going. It's up above that.
Oh, there it is.
Told you.
Okay, you are correct, Mr. O.
I always am.
Stay in my current org. So now you like the new VP. I thought maybe there was some issues there at first. All right, well, should you go or stay? That sounds like one of our 4-card questions where we do 2 cards for should you go and 2 cards for should you stay. So let me grab a deck here. Let's grab this one.
You're welcome, Carol.
Cardboardy.
Yeah, I see Violet posted the question too. Thank you, Violet. That helps.
Hang on a minute. What is going on with this deck? My cards are mixed up. I'm sorry. Hold on a minute. We interrupt this do you have any messages, Mr. O?
Well, tomorrow will be another edition of my emotional exchanges. Okay. I'm looking for the card for it and I can't find it. So I guess I'll just have to talk about it. And I'm not good at talking about it.
I think
But,
I don't know
there
how
it
this
is.
happened.
My outlook on the emotional exchanges also earlier in the week is Goth Tarot. So check those out. And we're back on Sunday at 2 to 4 p.m. If you didn't get satisfied here and need another question, come back. And I guess I'm committing to happy hour on Saturday.
Yay!
Happy hour is our one card draw positive message from Spirit for everyone.
I'm back. I don't know how that happened. The cards were all mixed up.
Oh, so they even want to give you the preferred account. I see. So you want to know if you should... Right. You want to
Sounds like
explore
they
Google
want
and
to
Apple.
keep you there,
but they want to
Divine
keep
You. All right, so look at what happens if you stay.
You're right, Violet.
And what happens if you go.
Okay.
Shuffle, Mr. O. Knowing you, it's probably going to turn out okay either way. But we'll see.
It would be
I
nice if
didn't
it did, sure.
speak too soon there. One. All right, let's see. Should you...
Ooh, good deal. Good deal.
That's the World, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's the World reversed. That's interesting.
And that's for staying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have the Two of Swords reversed.
Okay.
Before I read this, I want to look at the others too. Should you go? Wow, there's that Five of Wands again. It's reversed. That's been coming up a bit today. Ooh, and the Ten of Arrows upright. This is really odd, Divine You. But I'm beginning to wonder now if I'm seeing something here. Okay, if you stay, basically with the World reversed, it's not the end of the world. We always say the World reversed is about there's so much yet to do. So in other words, I think here there is a lot that will be happening for you here. In other words, staying might open more doors for you. And with this Two of Arrows reversed here, it sounds like you might be making a move there. Did you just say that? He's ready to give you your preferred account, like he's moving you to, or do you have that account already? But it sounds like you might be making some kind of more, I don't know if it's an upward move, but some kind of move there.
Indeed, right. This is definitely about movement. This is definitely about moving from a situation where things seem to not be stagnant so much as just sort of settled, and now it's not so settled.
No.
And the movement is...
Because of the World.
Yeah, is good. It's really talking about a lot of... I feel it, like there's just more avenues for you to open up there, more options there.
And I mean, definitely consider your options very strongly here. We're going to do a Lenormand for each of these two, Divine You, because I'm looking at what's going on here, and it is a little bit problematic if you went. The Five of Staves is reversed, which indicates to me almost as if you want to leave them behind. And why? Because maybe there's a lot of backstabbing, there's a lot of betrayal, there's a lot of competition. People who are looking out for their own growth or self-interests at the expense of others, perhaps yourself.
It seems like it's a cutthroat environment.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here.
There's a lot of competition between people, and it could affect the area you're at because there may be corollaries to you, and they're all fighting for similar prizes or for moving to the next plateau, and there's not enough spaces for everyone there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's why I'm wondering here, it's really leaning towards staying, but there's this whole idea of movement here, and when I first saw this, I thought, Does this mean he is, you are going to move over there? I'm sorry, I said he. You are going to move over there? Or does this mean you're going to stay and move upwardly here? I almost think that they have further plans for you here. That, even they may give you your preferred account, absolutely, but they have, I feel, maybe some bigger plans for you.
Right. This is about unfinished business. This is about getting nearly everything you got, but saying, wait, there's a little bit more. I need to go back for that. And this really is saying that's the direction that's opening up. That maybe once everything settles in the immediate, okay, you're staying and they're making these changes with your accounts, that's when the moment is where things will really start to open up. I think that once they get you settled in there, they're going to just really open up the doors and work you like a dog. But you probably will like it.
Well, no, I mean,
I'm
it's
teasing.
all good.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
all
teasing.
good. But let's see what's going on here.
This seems like it's not talking about any advantages, though I think advantages would be there, but it's talking more about the disadvantages of maybe a more intense competitive environment.
Yeah, the Ten of
feels like.
Swords is upright, which I never like to see. I mean, there's
Backstabbing.
light at the end of the tunnel, but, with that Five of Staves saying, I give up kind of thing, I'm moving on, it's almost as if you really won't be happy there, I feel. But I don't know, that's just the way the cards fell today.
Well, as a colloquialism goes, working hard like a dog is not considered good. But I accept that. Thank you. What do you got? Uh-oh.
Okay, for the first job, should you stay,
Venus.
which is you.
Which is
That's
you.
the inquirer, the client.
You'll be a star.
It seems like the light is a lot brighter here so far. Let's see what we get for the other one. I'm going to have Mr. O shuffle and pick top and bottom for that one. But this is so positive. It's like you will shine here.
Yeah.
This is maybe where you will most shine. But I'm not going to rule out what the other one says. I really want to work like a dog. Well, good for you. My days of that are done. But I did work like a dog.
How does that happen? How does that happen? So we have Mars, which could be you again, the inquirer. It could also stand for maybe somebody else. And then we have the house or the home.
Well, it's interesting because, I had the inquirer here and now we have the other inquirer here, the male counterpart. But what could this mean? Could this mean somebody else? That there is some person here and that, if... Oh, wow, Divine. That's so synchronistic.
Blows my mind.
And you're talking about at the job you're at now, where you're at now, I mean, right? The VP? Or, somebody there? Here's the other thing, though, about here. Now, look, I have to take this. I'm waving my wand around. I have to take this.
Get her, Violet.
I have to take this in context to the negative cards I see here. And I'm wondering here if some of this backstabbing and some of this fighting and this feeling of futility on this other job, will affect your security or your stability, your comfort level. And it may involve a male influence, somebody on this job here, is what I'm thinking.
Well, the interesting thing is that, of course, because these things sort of talk about tension and possibly aggravated situations, Mars itself, of course, has the whole idea of being a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more like that. And I'm wondering if that's why it came there. Not so much because it ties in as another pseudo inquirer, but that it really does speak a little bit more to this Mars-driven environment that might be here, where it's a little bit more take no prisoners, and maybe it does cause that situation there.
I don't know. It's pretty interesting, but it sure seems like it's a whole lot brighter where, according to the cards today, where you're at right now.
Yeah, so if you were asking me, I would say it looks more favorable to stay where you're at now, at least for some
Well,
time.
we've given you a lot to think about. So,
That's what we have for you.
good luck with that.
Good luck, Divine. Let us know.
And Deep Shaika is up and has a question posted.
Yep. Thank you. Appreciate the feedback.
All right, so they almost have a similar question in a way. Should they think of changing after completing a year or stay here only?
Okay, how do you want to do it?
So should we do the 2 and 2 again with that in mind? Staying with the idea of just staying a year. Wait, let me think. Changing after completing a year or staying there?
I'm going to do a quick one.
What?
I'm going to do a quick yes or no for you on your salary question.
Oh, Divine?
Yes.
Okay. We'll get to you in a moment, Deep Shaika. Sorry about that.
Do you want to shuffle too?
Yes, I do. Mr. O has taken over.
We're doing it.
So as if, will you get a salary hike if you stay? So let's see.
Right, because she has to put in this request Monday. Cut.
Oh. Want me to count him?
Yes.
He's gone now, so I can.
It's over the wrong way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oops. Ah, okay, you're completing a year too.
Huh. It's leaning towards no, Divine
Right,
You.
it doesn't seem very positive towards yes. You have some cards. You have a reverse 2 of swords.
Oh, there's some bends in these cards, boy. Ooh.
And you have the 3 of wands. Well, they're very cardboardy.
Wow, that's bad.
Show me.
Goes through the back even. You can feel it up there in the back. Let's feel it right there.
Doesn't feel like much to me. Anyway, Ace of Swords.
Yes. So it looks as though they.
Yeah, it's not a very positive towards yes. It doesn't mean it is no, but it just means it's not as likely to be no.
It seems like it would be more off in the future if they did it. Because that 3 of wands is reversed. The 2 of swords indicates well that they're gonna make a decision.
Right, or they may try to make some sort of accommodation, but it may not be a very decent hike, or it may be something that's just maybe more token. You know, it's just a gesture.
Right. So I'm not sure we're seeing that here right now.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry. Well, you've got till Monday. We could throw 3 cards on this and see what it says if you're here Sunday, Divine.
Yeah.
What?
I had a thought, but I can't remember it now.
Okay.
Nothing that important. All
Well,
right.
good luck with that, Divine. It seems like a mixed bag, but you got to go where you feel you have the best chance for job satisfaction, as well as a working environment you feel comfortable in. Those things money can't buy. And, if you do a good job and you're well liked and you have a good relationship, say, with this VP, you never know where that could lead you. To me, the other cards indicate there could be some upward mobility of some sort eventually if you stay.
Well, I think there it goes again. My brain is just so fried. I had it, but I was waiting for you, and then I forgot again.
Okay. Is it my deck?
Yeah, it's your deck.
All right. Deep Shaika. So you want to know, changing
Should
after
you
completing a
change
year
or
or stay here only. We're going to do the same thing and see if we can draw some conclusions from that.
Excuse me.
Ooh.
Excuse me. Sorry.
It's all right. All right. Shuffle, Mr. O.
I will.
I've been staying up too late watching the Olympics. I was so glad I stayed up last night, though, to watch the figure skating. That was awesome. Okay, so you're not even going to be there the whole year. But completing 1 year is good before you move on to another job.
Yeah.
So
It's
if you're going to be done in
thumb.
May, that's pretty good.
Right, that's only about 3 or 4 months. 3 months.
Okay. My hands are... I keep thinking, yeah, there's more than one card here. Okay. 2. Sorry, they're very thin.
Okay.
All right, so the first one, should you stay and complete a year and move on? Got the 2 of Cups upright. How bizarre is this?
And then the 2 of Wands reversed.
Reversed. Oh my goodness. So that is about complete. What was the current job? Think of changing. Changing after completing a year. That's what it was.
So
and then stay is the second one.
Okay, so this is the change one.
Well, I guess you have to examine. To make this decision as to whether you should move on, you have to examine how closely connected you are with this organization, with the work you're doing, how you feel about the people that you work with, because that may determine, whether you should move on or not. To me, it almost sounds like if some things are smoothing out or getting better by completing a year, then maybe you want to consider you stay here, staying. Hey, stay. Don't fight with me. You may want to consider staying. Go ahead, because I don't know how you feel about that.
Because this is the change.
Again, this is, should I think of changing after completing the year?
That is all.
Okay.
Okay, so I think what you're feeling is that, or what it shows is that the idea of changing really has value for you. You sort of feel comfortable with that, or you feel that there are reasons that are pleasurable to do that maybe you just feel you want to get away from something, and that in itself would be better. Not done yet.
I know.
And then the 2 of Wands reverse, though, is maybe saying there's a sense of doubt too on whether or not these plans would really, merit something. So you sort of have a mixed mind about changing. You sort of feel like you would like things more emotionally, but you sort of have fears about the way it could turn out.
So I guess the thing about changing, let me rephrase this a little bit, because I'm thinking here that 2 of Cups is about compatibility. Maybe you don't, you're thinking of changing because you are looking for a more harmonious environment. Maybe you aren't getting along well with the people, you're not clicking or connecting with the organization, and you are looking for something that gives you a deeper sense of connection. But you're really insecure about doing it with that 2 of Wands reversed here. Do you, because maybe you're just not sure, that this is, maybe the time is not right, or you're just uncertain of where to go next, is possible, what's holding you back. And so maybe you need a little bit more time than just putting in the year, to maybe till after May, for you to really determine where best you want to be. But let's see what we have here. Stay here only. What is that?
5 of Wands.
Are you
reversed.
kidding me? That's the first time I'm using this deck. And how many times have we had the 5 of Wands?
3, 4.
Yeah, it's come up incredible amount. And look what's come up again too.
9 of Cups reversed.
You're not happy there. You're not happy staying. I think it's pretty clear by what I am seeing here.
There's frictions with people.
Frictions, or you just feel like you don't fit in there in some way. You don't feel heard. Maybe you don't feel like you're being valued, perhaps, because there's that 9 of Cups there. And also with the 9 of Cups, you don't feel like really satisfied staying, do you? I'm getting that a lot here. But I feel to me, it looks like from what the cards are saying, it's a little ambiguous, at least till we get the Lenormand in here, that maybe you should consider going, but you need to take your time and strategize more as to where you're going to go.
So it would be using the time between now and May, because maybe
or beyond.
Maybe you should consider trying to be there at least a year. That would help in terms of resumes, applications, things. I find it interesting too that there's 2 cups, there's 2 wands, and so it's sort of like each place sort of presents similar situations, though maybe distorted or not exactly the same, but they're about similar things.
Emotions. Your emotions are tied into your work and your career right now, and they're a little bit unstable, let's say. And so I feel here that really, Deep Shaika, what I'm thinking here is it may take longer than May. You could set May as your target, getting the year in, but really don't just leave to leave. You need to leave to find something better that you really can sink your teeth into, that you can really feel comfortable at.
So on the Lenormand front.
And where are you putting that? For that one, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Sun and clouds.
Yeah, what a combination that. So it's kind of like there is still a lot of confusion as to where you're going to find your success if you leave. What is out there for you? The clouds are still covering it, indicating there's still a lot of confusion. Maybe there's some self-doubt or some self-confidence issues going on. You have to clear the clouds away before you find the success moving somewhere else.
Well, I was going to say something almost similar. With the idea that there is this idea that something successful could be out there for you, that you could find it, but you need to get through the clouds. You need to get through what's blocking you from seeing that, or blocking your movements from putting you in that path.
I need to shuffle the Lenormand. Cool. Mm-hmm. And of course, I have no room to shuffle. All right, let's see what the Lenormand says on the other side of it. My hands are not cooperating today. We have the Rider, and we have the Star. So, this was about staying where you are. And what's interesting about that is I could read this 2 ways, Deep Shaika, but look at these negative cards. I feel that on one hand, it could be indicating that you could find finally move into a position of being successful here or feeling good about being here, maybe eventually. But on the other hand, you know, the Rider is about movement, and the Star is here. And I almost feel like what it's really saying is what you are looking for, your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, are elsewhere. You have to move on.
Right. So ultimately, this is about you finding a way to go somewhere else. So you need to probably take that in now and say to yourself, yes, I do choose to seek better employment, and calm yourself with the idea that, you know, a lot of people are in the same situation, that really it does take a lot of planning and a lot of things clicking into place sometimes for the successful new job to happen. So it is possible, but I think it's really saying you have to have a good plan, and you have to kind of believe in yourself and set yourself going there. Don't let other upsets make you feel like maybe you should just stay behind, you know, because you're not happy.
Well, you know, like I said, take your time if you need to. But you never know, Deep Shaika. Once you decide, I really want to get out of here after May.
Doors open.
I want to get out of here after May, and you make that decision and you're firm about it, you'd be surprised sometimes how the universe suddenly opens up opportunities for you. That happened to me once in a big way. And so it can happen to you, but even if it if it doesn't, don't feel bad about trying to hang on there and, you know, really taking your time to find what's really calling to you. That's what we have for you. All right, we're on
Exploring.
Oh yeah, with Fluffy.
Are you here? I think somebody's looking for you in the chat room. Exploring.
Oh, there. Be there.
Oh, okay, good. Excellent.
You and your family. Okay.
There you go. That's not a bad question. Very cool. All right, so it's mine, right?
Yes, it is. And then after exploring is Violet Lotus, and we're done. Boy, we took it right to the end here today.
Awesome. Okay, and I'm going to use my mermaid deck for exploring.
All right. Oops, sorry.
What's the next chapter for your life with you and your family? And thanks for waiting and exploring with Fluffy. I realize we get a little Gabby here, but hopefully you'll like your reading.
If I can shuffle, he's so right on the edge. He's so, can you just, yeah, thank you. I have to use this table. It's Sunny Cam.
Thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate that. Sunny, he likes us, or they like us. Exploring with Fluffy likes us. You're not so fluffy, but one of our cats is a bit fluffy. It's the one that hardly ever comes out.
Okay. I think you do, well, right. I'll do them again. It's okay.
So the first card is the Queen of Swords, and we had that one with this deck earlier for somebody else. Queen of Swords, upright. Knight of Swords. And then the reversed, that one was upright, by the way. The reversed King of Pentacles.
Wow, all people cards. You know, you're asking a question about family, and we get all the court cards, but we don't often read them as necessarily people, but
they could be, but they certainly represent possible energies or comings or goings of matters.
Did you say that's the knave? Or?
No, that's the... Oh, I didn't, but it is. I said it was the king.
Oh.
But it's actually the knave of pentacles. The knave would be like the page.
Right. Page of pentacles, reversed. Then we have a knight of swords, and then we have a queen. So it looks to me... Okay, so your next chapter for your life with you and your family. You know, it looks to me like this is, going forward is a time of some major life decisions maybe with your family. It could be connected to resources and finance. It could be connected to future direction. Like, I don't know. Are we talking about... I'm going to let you go. I want to think about it.
Is there somebody younger who maybe is having problems with school or college? It might not necessarily be learning. It might just be other situations, or maybe even just in choosing or thinking about their advanced. I'm getting that from the knave there. I'm just thinking maybe there's something about, because you want me to apply this to family, so I saw that there. I think that the Knight of Swords could be talking about movement towards finite goals you see for yourself or for others in the family. Maybe this is tending towards a decision. I'm thinking it could be about a move of some sort. Maybe it's about a physical move. I'm wondering if maybe some of this...
I see that a little bit too, but I do. But, as soon as I thought about the Knave of Pentacles and the learning element here, I think, too, that this might indicate that maybe, there's some communication stuff that needs to happen here. Maybe there's some dialogue that needs to take place. Maybe some understanding. Maybe, I was looking for my wand. Maybe there needs to be a hashing out of, so people understand where everybody is coming from, like maybe some people need to learn more from others, and you feel, either you feel they haven't been receptive or vice versa. Do you know what I'm saying here? Do you know what I'm getting at?
A little bit. I wonder if maybe you or somebody else sort of stands between or on two sides or in the middle of other people in the family or situations that aren't fighting but maybe just represent views of ways to go, because you're talking about direction in life, and I'm wondering if like some people in this environment want to go one way, some people want to go the other way. The other way maybe is to just go the way of experience. So somebody wants to experience something without necessarily studying for it. They just sort of want to immerse themselves in something, I think.
Yeah, as we keep babbling here.
I know we are a little bit, aren't we?
I get a picture, because I think the Knight of Swords is the one to me I'm connecting with that's indicating there's some decisions or some communication that needs to take place. And the Queen of Swords is indicating that really people need to be more open, people need to be more objective, and they need to listen to each other more. I'm getting this strongly here. And I feel that there seems to be, there seems to be sluggishness or slowness in that regard, maybe delay. And it is possible it could have to do with younger people, versus older people. I mean, it could be a young versus old, a generational scenario here.
So let's do the Lenormand and see what else we might babble about.
I just got that because I realized that Knight of Swords is in the middle. The monkey in the middle. Yeah, this might give us a little more nuance. And it might not. It might throw us way into left field. Let's see what we got. All right.
Excuse me.
I dropped it.
Oh, for goodness sake.
It's my day to drop cards. I can't find it. All right, just a minute.
It's right under your foot.
Under my foot?
Do you see it?
Oh, my gosh. All right. Okay. Whew. I dropped the card. Sorry.
Nearly embarrassing.
But it's funny because it's the child, and I was just talking about a younger person, and lo, there's the child. But down below, beneath, there is, the Tower. Are you isolated from your family in some way? Is there some separation? Is there a child or some family member that's separated? Is there some... I'm just wondering here. But again, it could go back to what you were talking about, Mr. O, with the child and education, because that could be an educational institution.
Right. I mean, is somebody going away to school? Or are they going to Paris to study? But seriously,
Paris.
maybe...
Yes.
Well, it just could say Tower represents an institution, and of course the institutional learning would kind of be appropriate to children. So I sort of feel like maybe some of this is about somebody taking more education. I don't know if you have a child that's entering higher education, or if you yourself are, or somebody else in the family. Maybe it's not your child, but a younger sibling. So I sort of feel like something like that is happening. It's kind of interesting because for me, these cards played into some intuitive reach that I tried for. Banshee's not normally exactly like that. We read kind of differently in that regard. But I felt it more strongly with these cards than I did with any other cards that we pulled today for people.
I have an intuitive reach.
You do, but you don't always do it the same way I do it, I guess.
It's a little bit different in our approaches, for sure. To me, when I look at this, I'm thinking that they do relate to what's above here. So, if this is about an issue of people feeling isolated or walling themselves off from each other, like there's a breakdown in communications, people need to open up more. And I sense it could happen here with this Queen of Swords that, somebody, just has to come around to being more objective.
She epitomizes good judgment, objective judgment.
To be the listener as well as somebody who looks at all sides of an issue. The Knight of Swords indicates decisions need to be made, but, they need to be clear and concise communications so everybody understands the situation. And people need to really try to learn and grow. We may be dealing with a situation of someone here that's acting a little bit immaturely.
Okay.
And, then I have the child to back that up as well. So think about some of these things we have thrown at you here. I know it...
Kara wants to know.
It seems like a lot. And where did I get the glitter wand? It was actually in my boss's office, but I know where she got it. She got it at a library convention from one of our vendors. So, they give away freebies, and this was one of the freebies. But I like it.
Well, I think we moved to the part where we're just kind of running around in circles. So
yeah, I think that, though, without much more information as to what this is concerning with your family, hopefully we've given you some things to think about here. Because definitely, like some of the things he said, somebody could be going off to school. It could be something like that. Somebody moving on.
You're a tough nugget exploring with Fluffy.
Yeah. You're very welcome. I hope some of that resonated with you, absolutely, because, the other thing is we had 2 sword cards here, and what was the other one? A pentacle. So, this could deal with some people with a lot of air and earth energy.
That's true, too.
It's possible as well, so I'm just going to throw that out there as a possibility with some of the people that might be involved in this situation.
Alrighty.
All right. Violet Lotus, you are up.
So that means you're our chopped champion. Okay. Not that.
No.
You're so welcome,
Hey, you're
Fluffy.
very welcome exploring anytime. Stop by and see us again. And if you want to go deeper and get a little bit more specific with the question next time, hey, we'll be in it. Does Spirit have for you? Okay, well, let's grab this one. let's hope I don't drop any more cards. I swear it is my arthritis in my fingers today.
Hi, Lena. You know what? We are calling it a day. We just are ending and we're on our last reading. So I hope you won't mind. I've had a really long week. One of my mother died, and I'm very tired. So we're pretty much ready to quit after this last reading. So I hope we can see you again on another one.
On Sunday. We will be here Sunday, and of course, we'll be here for our happy hour.
Right, and I'm just going to throw those on the board for you real quick. So Sunday at 2, as usual, and also Saturday, 10 a.m. So I hope you understand. Thank you.
And next week, we're not sure anything will change. We do have a funeral. Mr. O is going to have some business to take care of up north when all is said and done with his sister and his brother. So we're not sure if our schedule may need to adjust in the future. But for now, we're planning on it being the same. Really? Good for you, Kara.
The green witch versus the purple one.
We can wave our magic wands at each other.
They are nice pointers. They are.
It's long enough. It's longer than my pen. And Sonny likes to play with it. Here you go, Mr. O.
All right. I'm also going to work tomorrow, too.
Thank you so much, Lena. It's been a rough week. It really has. Otherwise, we'd fit you in, but we're pretty tired. It's been draining these last few days. But we tried to keep up our schedule. And speaking of which, Mr. O did film his emotional exchanges. It will be on at the normal time tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. That normal time is 7 a.m.
Which will be next evening for you, I think.
Yes. All right.
Okay, so Violet.
Well, we've got the Seven of Wands reversed here, Violet. Oh my, look what's come up again too. The World reversed. We've had a lot of repeat cards tonight. You know, I always wonder about that.
It just seems interesting, doesn't it?
But then we have the Three of Gems upright. And it's interesting because all of these have words on them. What's the first one there?
Cookies?
No.
Courage.
Courage reversed.
Consummation.
Ooh.
And work.
So, you may feel like maybe, well, what is coming? What is Spirit? Is that what it is? What is Spirit?
What is Spirit?
Spirit have for you? Spirit has for you that, you know, sometimes when the chips are down, you know, it just seems like you'll never, you know, when the chips are down or you don't feel at your full strength, you feel as though you're never going to get to that finish line, you know? You're never going to get to that finish line. But Spirit says, keep at it. Keep at it because, you know, there is a payoff ultimately.
Spirit could also be saying, too, that you've accomplished so much that you don't have to have it all right at this moment, that you could leave a little bit more to work on for later, that you can be happy with the success you have so far. But of course, it is about working, continuing to work. And I think Spirit is also saying, too, that it is okay to sometimes feel you can let something go for a while. You don't have to take it all the way to its conclusion, because sometimes you do just need to stand down. You need to say, I can't be this energy 24/7, so I need to cycle down a little bit and recoup. And so I think Spirit is saying is, don't forget to take time for yourself to get off the horse, let the horse have a breather as well as yourself.
Right. You know, it's challenging sometimes maintaining, you know, that upper hand and trying to, you know, maintain your position. And especially when you feel like, you know, oh my gosh, it just seems like I've got so much further to go. Mr. O is right. Sometimes you just need a little bit of a breather, but Spirit is saying not to give up. Don't give up. Just because
Clearly.
it seems like the chips are down, you are close. The World Reversed is saying you are close to finishing, but you're not quite there yet.
That
you
is
just gotta
so
keep
important to say that.
working at it.
So important to say that the World Reversed really is such a big sign of near perfection.
Yeah.
Why not? So let's look at that Lenormand then. And the top. It just keeps happening.
I know.
Oh. So you have the child, again, the child keeps showing up, and the mice.
God, Violet Lotus, it's just what you said there, because it's like, here are these petty little things that keep blocking your progress, and it's slowing you down. The child is about slowness. It's about small steps, it's about slowness, it can be, and the mice are about stresses or petty little things nibbling away at you, blocking you, and it's causing you to really slow down.
It's funny because it's like Tarot and Lenormand are not necessarily agreeing or on the same page. Tarot is saying, oh, it'll happen, you got to work hard and just be patient. And this is sort of saying, well, it's a little more complicated than that. I mean, they're mostly on the same page.
They are on the same page. But you're right, it is complicated. I mean, in other words, yes, it's acknowledging the blockages. I think Spirit right there is acknowledging the blockages you're experiencing, I think, right now. I think that's exactly what it says. It's so bizarre because you're writing that, and then he pulls those cards, and it's like, wow.
Your blockages are like little mouse turds.
Mr. O. we have to give Mr. O some wiggle room because he's mourning.
Brain fog.
He's being goofy now. But, it really does fit. And I'm astounded by it, actually.
Yeah.
So what it's saying, too, is that, again, the mice are little petty things. In other words, you should be able to manage it. It's just frustrating.
And maybe that's really why it does coincide with this, because to me this card was saying, don't be unhappy if you didn't get quite where you needed to, because you can still kind of take some time to figure it out and then reapply yourself.
Right. And you know what? And, it kind of falls in line with what Mr. O is saying here, in that if things are really blocking you, maybe it is time to take just a little step back and refresh yourself before you dig back in again, and dig your heels in again to tackle these things. Sometimes we need that space, we just need that space to decompress.
It's like about leveling and leveling up. And I know this from exercise because I used to go to the gym and exercise. And they would say, well, when you feel you've reached a plateau and you're not really getting somewhere, take time off. Let the muscles kind of die down again. And then when you get back up on that horse, they work a little harder. And so maybe with the gifts you're trying to explore and create and the other processes and skills, sometimes you reach that plateau, back off a little bit, and then reapproach it, not like a year later, just a month later or a week later. But it just like, let those mental muscles relax a little bit. Muscles have to relax before you start working them again. They need to have that breakdown point. Even the muscles in your mind. Boy, am I on a wire.
He is. Too much coffee today. No, but I'm sure he is very animated from the interview he had today.
Yeah, it was a wonderful, nice little interview. Yes. Indeed.
So anyway, hey, that concludes the show for today. I hope we were able to break through and help some people. It's been kind of a rough time for us, but it was great to be able to, offer some advice and some assistance to others. It really does help us through what we're going through right now as well. So listen, everybody, we'll see you soon. We'll see you on Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Happy Hour. All right. So take care, have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.